सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु, सहनौ भुनक्तु, सह वीर्यं करवावहै, तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। श्लोका नंबर 23। अथ चतुर्थोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच गतसङ्गस्य मुक्तस्य ज्ञानावस्थितचेतसः यज्ञायाचरतः कर्म समग्रं प्रविलीयते। ब्रह्मार्पणं ब्रह्महविः ब्रह्माग्नौ ब्रह्मणाहुतं ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यं ब्रह्मकर्म समाधिना। So now we are seeing the central topic of the 4th chapter, and the central topic is Jnana Karma Sannyasa, the renunciation of action through knowledge. And what is the vision? It was presented in the 18th shloka, Karmanya Karmaya Pashyeda Karmani Cha Karmayaha, that a wise person is seeing actionlessness of the self even when the activities are going on. And he appreciates this fact that Anatma, the non-self body mind sense complex, will never be completely free from action. So acknowledging the presence of action in Anatma and owning up the actionlessness of Atma, the wise person remains free from action. Means in his vision, he is not a karta, a doer. And the vision and the approach of this wise person was presented in the subsequent shlokas. In the 23rd shloka, it was said that the wise person does not have any sangha, any attachment to karma phala, nor attachment to karma, because his mind is abiding in this wisdom of akartru atma. And such a wise person, if he happens to be a grihastha, then even though he does karma for the maintenance of the beautiful system of yajna, yajnaya charatah karmaha samagram praviliyate, that entire action is resolved along with its result for that wise person. Means the wise person remains free from the bondage of action. How is it so? Samagram is along with his result. The action is resolved for him. How is it so? That was explained in the 24th shloka. By again presenting the vision of a wise person. What is the vision of wise person? Sarvam Brahma. and everything is Brahman, that particular idea, that wise person is seeing everything as Brahman, that particular idea was presented in the context of ritual. And what is that? Brahma Arpanam, the ladle which is used for offering the oblation, that is Brahma. Havihi, the material which is used, is also Brahman. And fire unto which the oblation is offered, that also is Brahman. The person who is doing the activity, that also is Brahman. The action itself is Brahman. And whatever the result one can have, if somebody is performing the ritual, that result also is Brahman. For whom? Brahma Karma Samadhina. This is a word used for a wise person. Samadhi means abiding wisdom. So wise person is the one who has got abiding wisdom. In what? Brahma eva karma. This action is nothing but the apparent manifestation of Brahma. One who has got this abiding wisdom, that person is called Brahma Karma Samadhi. And the message conveyed is, in the eyes of wise person, there is nothing other than Brahman. Sarvatra Brahma Drishti. You must have heard this Sadashiva Brahmendra, Sarvam Brahmamayam Re Sarvam Brahmamayam. So everything is nothing but Brahman. And how one arrives at this vision? To understand that, let us see what is the approach of Shastra to arrive at this vision. First of all, Shastra suggests this Atma Anatma Viveka, distinguishing the consciousness from the body mind sense complex, so that we let go of this sense of limitation, that I am confined to this body. That idea is removed by saying that Atma is different from all of them. So we arrive at I am consciousness, different from this body mind sense complex called Panchakosha or Shariratraya. So I am consciousness. And before going to the next step, Shastra in between suggests one more step, and that is appreciate this fact: I, consciousness, am present in every body. I am not only present in this body, I, consciousness, am present in every body. I am available as Atma, Sakshi of every mind. So we have to shift our identity to this body, shift from our identity to this body, and appreciating myself to be the Atma of all. Hiranyagarbhadi sthavaranteshu yadekam chaitanyamasti tadeva ahamasmi. So I am the consciousness which is present in the smallest tiny insect, and I am present in the biggest Hiranyagarbha. So that is the second step. I am present as consciousness in all. Generally what happens, I say I am consciousness, but where am I? I am here. So Shastra says you little bit expand yourself. You are present in everyone as Sakshi. I am the Atma, Sakshi Atma in everyone. Then third step is that this body mind sense complex and the entire material world being the effect of this Brahman which is consciousness, this mithya, this world including the body mind sense complex is mithya, and I, consciousness alone, am Satyam. So Jagat mithya, Jagat including the body mind sense complex is mithya, I, consciousness, am Satyam. That is why this Vedantic vision is called spiritual vision. Why? Because spirit, consciousness is the fundamental reality. The vision of scientists is called materialism because matter is fundamental. For them, matter is fundamental, consciousness is a property, phenomenon, epiphenomenon. Whereas we say, Vedanti say that consciousness is fundamental, Matter is apparent manifestation of consciousness. So I consciousness am fundamental. I alone am. The matter is appearance superimposed upon me. I appear as matter, I don't become matter. And this is the vision that I, consciousness, Brahman alone am appearing in the form of this pluralistic world. And thereby, this pluralistic world and the activities in pluralistic world does not affect me, Satyam, Chaitanyam, consciousness which is real. And because of this vision, wise person remains free from karma. Samagram praviliyate. What was said that karma along with phala is resolved for a wise person because of this vision. Because karma requires dvaitam. And the wise person is saying advaitam. In his vision, dvaitam is not there. Experiential dvaitam is mithya. So real dvaitam is not there. Therefore, karma is understood to be mithya, which is happening in the field of dvaitam. And therefore, wise person appreciates himself to be ever free from action happening in mithya anatma. And that is why he remains free. That is the message conveyed here. Brahma karma samadhina. Unfortunately, this shloka is understood to be food, this lunch shloka. It is okay, there also we can extend, but it has nothing direct connection with eating. We can extend it by saying that the ladle, spoon, or hand is also Brahman. The food which is offered into this mouth is also Brahman. Mouth is also Brahman. Digestive fire inside is also Brahman. That way we can extend it. But directly there is no connection. It is something like, that Sahana Vavatu Shloka is connected with eating. In fact, in one Pathshala, they were doing this. So I had to tell them that don't chant the Sahana Bhavatu Shloka for eating. I said you can chant Brahmarpanam, etc. Because Sahana Bhavatu has now connection with eating. Only thing Bhunaktu comes. And Bhunaktu generally has got the meaning eating, Bhoga. So people think they let us eat together. Sahana Bhunaktu. There is no such thing. It doesn't have that meaning. In fact, this Sahana Bhavatu Shloka is in the context of learning Shastra. Anyways, so similarly, this also has got the idea of the vision of a wise person. The wise person is seeing everything to be Brahman. Here, we have seen earlier, and also we need to remind ourselves, and that is, wise person is seeing everything as Brahman doesn't mean he will not know the difference between the book and book stand, or he will not know the difference between the plate and roti. So he will eat roti and plate both. It is not like that. Physical difference he or she will definitely understand. Otherwise, it's a degradation. So whatever this sensory power he had, that also he loses. That's a degradation. That is not the idea. Wise person will know the difference between this roti and the plate, but he will know that roti also is Brahman, thali also is Brahman. Like this, a goldsmith, he has got the Swarna Drishti, the vision of gold, and he knows that Ganesha also is gold and the mouse also is gold. But he will do, when he does puja, mainly he does the puja of Ganesha. Mouse also will do, but that is secondary puja. So even though he knows everything is gold, but he acts appropriately. Ring also is gold. This ring which we wear in the finger, that also is gold. Bangle also is gold. Earring also is gold. So bangle generally we don't wear in the ear. Such a big one. Some people may wear it also. That's a different thing. But generally, bangle is worn around the head, and this is here in the ear. But husband knows. Wife sometimes may forget, but husband knows that the earring is also 10 grams This is also 10 grams. Because husband is chartered accountant, so he knows. So he said gold दोनों एक ही है बोला. सर्वत्र स्वर्ण दर्शनम. So here also sarvatra brahma darshanam. This is the highest sense of equality. People say in India so much inequality, but we have got the most fundamental equality. You cannot have more equality than this. We appreciate everyone to be same Brahman. Vidya vinaya sampanne brahmane gavi astini shuniche vashwapake cha pandita samadarshina. So everything is same Brahman. For transactional purpose, we maintain certain distance. In fact, a doctor who is going for surgery, will he hug his wife before surgery? He hug his child? No, because he is going for surgery. So it doesn't mean that he doesn't love his wife, doesn't love his child, but he has certain duty to be performed. So similarly, for certain reasons, some distinction is kept. It is only functional, but the vision is and basic attitude is everyone is nothing but the manifestation of same Brahman. And those who do not know, they will be holding on to only differences. But those who know, they will be following the differences as and when required, but they will not lose sight of basic oneness. And that is why sometimes is in India people say untouchability, etc. This untouchability, it was only functional. In the understanding level, attitude level, all are considered to be one only, not equal. One is more than equal. They are one and the same. In geometry you have studied that similar triangle and identical triangle. So we are talking about identical triangle, not similar triangle. And so vision is same and only functional difference. In your own body, if we put our finger in the nose or ear, we are supposed to wash our hand. If we put our hand on the other hand, we don't need to push. They wash our hand. Even though both are our parts only, still we maintain this. And so it is only functional division. There is no intrinsic division. That we need to keep in mind. But sometimes what happens, that functional division looms very large and the fundamental non-difference is lost sight of. And therefore, people feel that, so much untouchability, division, etc. Yeah, there are people who are ignorant and they want to exploit the situation. They might have perhaps highlighted these differences and exploited. That is possible. But in Vedic vision, this oneness is the fundamental fact. All right. Now, with this, the topic of Jnana Karma Sannyasa is completed. The vision of a wise person is completed. Now, from the 25th shloka up to the 34th shloka, there is a glorification of this vision, this Jnanam. The vision of everything being Brahma, vision of Atma being free from action. That vision is glorified compared to all other sadhanas. So Bhagavan Sri Krishna wants to give this particular understanding that all other sadhanas are useful, contributory, but the main sadhanam for moksha is this vision. I am limitless Brahma. So I am limitless Brahma is the main sadhanam and for moksha, and therefore it is superior compared to the more excellent or superior compared to all other sadhanas. All other sadhanas are useful, but they are not the direct means for moksha. This message is to be conveyed, and for that, all sadhanas are compared to the ritual, yajna. And jnanam, this vision also is compared to a ritual. And then it will be said the ritual in the form of this Brahmatma Jnanam is superior to, is the culmination of all other sadhanas which are compared to yajnas. So Brahmatma Jnana Yajna is superior to all other sadhanas which are comparable to yajnas. So compared to all other yajnas, Brahmatma Jnana Yajna is superior, is the direct means for moksha. All other sadhanas are meant to bring the person to Brahmatma Jnana. So all sadhanas have their culmination in this final yajna, which is Brahmatma Jnana Yajna. To convey this idea, Bhagavan Shri Krishna is presenting 11 sadhanas and he presents all of them as yajna. And this vision of Atma being Brahman, that also he presents as yajna. And then he will say this last, the Brahmatma Jnana Yajna is excellent, the culmination of all other yajnas. With this background, we will enter into this shlokas. दैवमेवापरे यज्ञम् योगिनः पर्युपासते ब्रह्माज्ञावपरे यज्ञम् यज्ञेनैवोपजुह्वति. So here two yajnas are presented. Let us understand the word yajna. Yajna means any dedicated pursuit, keeping the Paramatma Prapti as the goal of life. So any dedicated pursuit can be called yajna. Yajna literally means worshipping. It's a worshipful act. Any worshipful act can be called yajna. That is why if you are studying Shastra now, even though there is no smoke, etc., this study of Shastra is also called yajna. You are serving in the temple, cleaning the floor, then also it is yajna. You are eating food which is not opposed to the prescription given in the Shastra, then eating food also will be yajna. So, when yajna is to be done, whole life is yajna. That is the approach of our Vedas. Don't have this division of secular and sacred. These are secular activities and these are sacred activities. We do not have any secular activities. For us, bathing is not a secular activity. We think that going to the temple is secular. Sacred, religious activity. And the taking bath, etc., is a secular activities. Our vision is not like that. Our vision is that every action is a religious activity. Every action is yajna. This is a very grand vision. Don't divide your life into this worldly life and religious life. Let the whole life become a religious life. Don't compartmentalize. Remain a one integrated person who is a religious person. So here the approach is all sadhanas are presented as yajna. Alright. And in this shloka, the second line is presenting the main yajna, for which alone all other sadhanas are presented as yajna. And what is that yajna? The yajna in which jiva is offered into the fire of Brahman. The second line we will read first. Brahmagnau apare yajnam yajnena eva upajuhvati. Sometimes Krishna becomes a little bit, mischievous. So he uses this word. Literal meaning of this what? Apare, some people. Upajuhvati, offer. What? Yajnam, ritual. Into what? Brahmagnau, in the fire of Brahman. How? Yajnena, by a ritual. So literal meaning will be this. Some people offer the ritual into the fire of Brahman by a ritual. What is the meaning? Ritual you offer by ritual. into the fire of Brahman. Where is fire of Brahman? And how ritual you can offer into ritual? Ritual you offer into fire. So here we need to know the contextual meaning of yajna. So when it is said, apare, some people, upajupati, offer yajnam. Here yajnam is jivaha. Some people offer jiva, because one meaning of the word yajna is jiva. So some people offer jiva into what? Into the fire of Brahman. So here offering this some jiva means not that you have to cut some goat, etc. That is not meant here. Some jiva you offer. Or you yourself jump into fire. Jiva, you are jiva, no? So offer, jump into the fire. That is not the idea. Here, offering jiva into the fire of Brahman means seeing this jiva as Brahman. Here, throughout this discussion, the principle followed is, the approach followed is that whatever disappears is oblation, whatever remains is fire. See, in the ritual, what happens? You oblation, you offer oblation, disappears. What remains? Fire remains. So what remains is fire, what disappears is oblation, offering. So you offer yajna into the fire of Brahma means, may you discover this jiva is nothing but Brahma. So Sopadika Atma Jiva is to be understood as Brahman alone. How will you understand? Yagnena, as Nirupadika Jiva. Means you disidentify from the Upadi. So Jiva, you disidentify from Upadi, and in this Nirupadika Swarupa, which is Chaitanya Swarupa, Jiva you understand as Chaitanyam, and as Chaitanyam, Jiva is nothing but Brahman. So Yagnena means Shuddha Swarupena. So may you offer Jiva in his true nature into Brahman. Means seeing that I, Jiva, am nothing but Brahman. I, Jiva, as consciousness. I, Jiva is referred to by the word Yajnam. Yagnena means as consciousness. Offering into Brahmagni means seeing myself to be limitless Brahman. So I as consciousness am limitless Brahma. Seeing this is called here offering Jiva into Brahma. In other words, you let go of your individuality. Let go of your individuality and see that what is there is Brahman alone. That is why in Navada Bhakti, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnoho Sparadam Padasevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakhyam Atma Nivedanam. So in Navada Bhakti, last is what? Atma Nivedanam. Atma Nivedanam means what? Offering oneself. So where we let go of our individuality, and the bhakti level we say, Saguna bhakti level we say, appreciating that I am not there, Ishvara alone is. Which is Swamiji very nicely to say, Namaha means let Ishvara be. So what a nice thing, Let Ishvara be. That is Namaha. When you say Ishaya Namaha, what does it mean? Let Ishvara be. Means I let go of my individuality and appreciate what? Only Ishvara is. Otherwise, you see, because of our individuality, the obsession with individuality, how many conflicts are there? In fact, all our conflicts are because of holding on to our individuality. I think this alone is right. And other person, no, that alone is right. And I will not accept what he says. And therefore, there is a fight. So, individuality, if it is let go, then there is no fight. It doesn't mean that we do adharma. We don't do adharma, but we do not become obsessive about other people doing adharma. Yes, if it is my duty to stop them doing adharma, I do it. But Israel is fighting with Palestine. And whether Israel is doing right thing or not, Israel should not do it. Or Palestine should not do it. Is it my right? Does it come in my duty to give any advice? If they are come, Israel Prime Minister comes and asks, then I can perhaps give advice. But unnecessary fuming about it. These people should not fight. They should not. They should not fight. That is my opinion. But they need not oblige. Yeah, if it is my duty to correct them and separate them, do it. But why in ashram? Ashram should preach the peace, and in ashram itself there is no preach peace. You are disturbed. In ashram there should be peace, and I don't find peace. Why is it so? You are disturbed. So why you are bringing your individuality? That also is in order. So it is a manifestation of Ishvara in this manner. This person, the both of them have their background to fight. There must be some reason. I don't know the world story, whatever story, I don't know at all. So there I am, but I am sure both of them have story. They are in order. So don't get disturbed by that. If something is to be done, you do it. So that is called this Saguna Brahma level. This letting of individuality means I don't bring my ego into the picture. When you are looking at any situation, don't look at from your ego standpoint. Look it, look at it holistically, objectively. Some people they have this approach. I have said, therefore it should be done. Whether it was right or not is not a matter. I have said, therefore it should be done. That's so much egoistic is there. I have said, therefore it is right. No. If somebody else has said, also can be right. But I tell you, most of the people, the boss, so-called boss, they work from the platform of ego. Every boss should work from the platform of appropriateness. What is right? Whether I have said or somebody has said, let right thing be done. That is the approach. Not that I have said, therefore it is right. Ego. Anyway, so at the Saguna Bhakti level, what is the meaning of this Atma Nivedanam? I surrender my individuality. And also Atma Nivedanam has the meaning I become free from the concern about the maintenance of this individuality. Means what will happen after 30 years? Whether I will have enough money, my pension will be enough, the fixed deposit will be enough. So much worried. So much worried. I have seen people have lot of money but still worried. In fact, one person I told, I said, you have assured yourself financially so much that even if you want, you cannot suffer. That much assurance you have done. One lady I told, in fact, I am giving you guarantee that if you have financial problem, I am there. Even though I am not a very rich person. But I know that she has assured herself so much, I can happily take premium. So that she doesn't have problem. But I have seen that mental insecurity doesn't go. Very, very few people have that. And therefore they are not able to share because always feel insecure. Especially when people stop working, that they have fixed amount. And therefore they always think we run out of money, we run out of money, run out of money. That very insecurity is there. Even though enough is there. In fact, I tell him that see this how much you have from that. Even interest you are you able to spend interest? Not able to spend interest. Still insecurity is there. Atma Nivedanam is this. You let go of your concern for individuality. It doesn't mean you become irresponsible. You give away money and they go for Bhiksha. That you should not do it. First you give everything to Bhiksha and then you go for Bhiksha. That's not correct. But when we have taken care of yourself reasonably well, then imagining problem. But Swamiji, I have to do for 3 bypass surgery, then what will happen? 1 bypass surgery you plan. So 3 bypass surgery, what will do? They plan like this. All this is unnecessary. One person was telling Swamiji, I got retired and pension I'm getting, but I thought, but health issue comes, then I have to have some extra money. So even though my health was not so good, but still I started working. But since I worked, I got a heart attack. What a thing. So if he was not working, perhaps he would not have got. This is how one needs to really have some extent this Atma Nivedana. Then only the spiritual pursuit will work. Anyway, here we are talking about higher level of Atma Nivedana. Here what we are saying? That individuality is mithya. Individuality is really not there. Individuality is because of the superimposition of self on non-self and non-self on self. Because of the mistake alone, this individuality is appearing. In reality, what is there is only Brahman. And that Brahman I am. So I am not this limited individual. I am the truth of all individuals. That is called here Brahmau Agne Aparam Yagdam Yagnena Eva Upajupati. And this vision alone makes you free from sense of limitation, life of becoming. Otherwise, you keep on struggling to become somebody. So earlier you were a bachelor, now you got to married, you want to become married, then you want to become a parent, then you want to become a grandparent. There is no end to that. So life of becoming, coming out of self non-acceptance, coming out of this sense of limitation, goes away when you have this yajna. What yajna? I am limitless Brahma. So that is the highest yajna, where you offer this mithya, unreal individuality into real Brahman. Then to compare this great yajna with other yajnas, all other sadhanas also are presented as yajna. And therefore here first he talks about regular yajna. He says apare, first line, some other people paryupasate, they worship, they Devam Yajnam. They worship means they perform Devam Yajna. Yajna related to Devas. Like we have got Rudra Yaga, we have got Vishnu Yaga, we have Chandi Homa. All these are called what? Deva Yajnas. Yajna related to Devatas. Navagrah Homa, Ganapati Homa. They all of them call what? Deva Yajna. So some people perform Deva Yajna. And what is the spirit of that Deva Yajna? I acknowledge the contribution of the natural forces presiding deities by whose blessings alone I am able to function at individual level and also at cosmic level. In the world, all natural forces are making rain, etc. possible, and my organs are able to function well because of the blessings of the Devata. I express my gratitude by doing this ritual. So ritual has got the spirit of expression of gratitude. That I am receiving so much, let me offer something. So this is one type of yajna. So two yajnas were mentioned in this shloka. One is regular yajna, other is Brahmatma Jnana yajna. Now some more yajnas are talked about in the next shloka. Shrotraadinindriyanyanye संयमाग्निषु जुह्वति शब्दादीन् विषयानन्ये इंद्रियाग्निषु जुह्वति. So here two yajnas are talked about, and these yajnas are in the form of various sadhanas. One sadhana is Dhamma yajna, means mastery over the organs, where the objects which are not conducive to my pursuit of moksha are dropped. Only the objects which are conducive to my pursuit are accepted, and thus my organs remain mastered. So mastered organ remains, and these objects which are non-conducive to my pursuit, they are stopped. So whatever is not remaining, that is called the oblation. What is remaining is called the fire. So here Shrotradini Indriyani Anye. So the organs, Shrotradini, here not the objects, I said objects, but here organs. The organs, Shrotradini, the ears, etc. Juhvati Anye. Some people offer these organs into the fire of Sanyama. Sanyama means mastery over the organs. So mastery over the organs remain, and unmastered, indisciplined organs are removed. So what is removed or whatever disappears is the oblation. So here oblations are the organs and the fire is Sanyama. Means my life is the life of discipline, life of organ discipline. Some people, they do not have discipline in eating, discipline in seeing, discipline in hearing. Then what happens? They cannot attain any higher good. They can remain only sapadram. They can eat something and put on weight, and can give some advice while sitting. That much they cannot attain significant thing in life, and therefore this yajna is very important, which is Dhamma yajna. Second yajna is Shabdadin Vishayan, the objects in the form of sound, etc. Juhpati, they offer into the fire of the organs. So the difference between the previous one and this is, in the previous yajna, focus was on restraining the organs. So restraining the organs becomes a yajna called Dhamma yajna. Here, Shastra says all the time you should not keep the organs restrained, stopped. Means I keep the eyes closed all the time, I keep the ears closed all the time, I keep my mouth closed all the time. I don't use any sense object. That is not the life. That is not the life which is prescribed by the Shastra. Shastra says you use your organs. You offer the sense objects to the sense organs. And that also can be seen as yajna. It's a very nice way of saying. When you are seeing some form and color, it can be seen as yajna. So when you are seeing the form of Lord Dakshinamurti, then it is a yajna. When you are listening to some music, that also is a yajna. Why? Sound is offered to the organs. Food, of course, is yajna. So when you are eating, that your organ is fire and is rasa is the oblation. So Shastra says you need to offer the sense objects to the organs. Let it be yajna. But here Bhagavan Bhashyakara explains aviruddha vishaya grahanam. This yajna is in the form of perceiving the objects which are not opposed to by pursuit. And if you are doing that, then every activity, every perception is a ritual. You don't have to do special ritual. Every action, every perception becomes a ritual. Therefore, we have got a beautiful shloka. आत्मा त्वं गिरिजामतिः सहचरा प्राणा शरीरं गृहं पूजा ते विषयोपभोगरचना निद्रा समाधिस्थितिः संचारः पदयोः प्रदक्षिणविधिस्तोत्राणि सर्वा गिरौ यद्यत् कर्म करोमि तत्तदखिलं शम्भो तवाराधना. So whatever karma I am doing, it is aradhana. Puja te vishayopabhoga rachana. Even I am perceiving the sense objects, I am listening to music, or I am eating some food which has got some taste, that is puja. So that is called here yajna. So perceiving the objects which are not opposed to my pursuit of moksha, that also is yajna. Now in the next shloka, one more yajna is talked about. Sarvani indriya karmani prana karmani chapare atma sanyama yogagnau Chupvati jnana deepite. So here the yajna presented can be looked upon as the Atma Dhyana Yajna. Meditation on Atma is called here Atma Sanyama Yogagni. So here the fire is in the form of yoga, the concentration practice. In the form of Sanyama. Sanyama is a technical word used in Yoga Shastra. There is a Yoga Sutra which says Trayam Ekatra Sanyamaha. Yoga Sutra, this comes, Trayam means these three. What are the three? Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. All of you must be aware that the Samadhi, the Nirvikalpak Samadhi, has got 8 limbs. That is why Patanjali Yoga is called Ashtanga Yoga. What are the 8 limbs? Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. These 8 limbs are there. For what? For Nirvikalpaka Samadhi. Divisionless Samadhi. To reach, you have to follow these 8 steps. In fact, most of the people nowadays, they think yoga means asanas. They say, Swamiji, 8 to 9 I do yoga. So yoga asana means was asanas only. Yes, asana is yoga, but asana itself is not yoga. In fact, yoga starts with yama. What is yama? Yama means not that Yamaha, not that Yama. Yama means ahimsa, satya, brahmacharya, then aparigraha, and satya, ahimsa, brahmacharya, asteya, aparigraha. Satya means telling the truth. In fact, satya means not telling the truth. Satya means not telling a lie. We have seen this. Whatever truth you need not speak, but whatever you speak must be truth. So unpleasant truth need not be spoken. Alright. So Satya means avoidance of telling a lie. Brahmacharya means avoidance of inappropriate association with other gender. That is called Brahmacharya. Then Ahimsa. Ahimsa means not hurting anybody through my words or through my deeds, action or speech, and even through mind finally. So that is ahimsa. Then asteya. Asteya means not stealing anybody's wealth in any manner. Somebody has done something and you take credit, that also is called stealing. And tax you are supposed to pay and you evade the tax, that also is what? Stealing. In Hindi it is called karachori only. That word is chori. In Tamil also is chori word is there. Karachori. No. What do they call? Tax evasion, what they call? Is there a word in Tamil? Because I think Tamilians don't do it, so therefore. Is there a word? I think all of you don't have good Tamil. So. If you ask me in Gujarati, I will tell you. Kara chori it is called. Kara means tax. Chori means stealing. Kara chori. So I think Tamil also must be some word. Yeah. Perhaps you have to.
Worry is tax.
Huh?
Worry means
Worry.
tax. Worry is tax.
Chori means
Ape versus
ape. Worry ape. Worry ape. Okay, good. So now your Tamil is improved. Or at least my understanding of your Tamil is improved. Alright. So asteya means that. Not taking anything which is not due to me. If I go to the dining hall and I am supposed to take only one vada, if I take two and other person is deprived, it is a chori. Really? I take one more for my afternoon also. Some people do that. One they eat, one they take for afternoon. It is a chori. Anything I take more than what I am due for, that is chori. Anything. That is not mine. I cannot take. So people, they work in government office and they use government stationery. For their personal, it is a chori. Really, it is a chori. It should not be used. But people don't have that sensitivity. Chori means anything which is not due to me. In fact, during working hours, they do personal work. It is a chori. Really, it is a chori because you are taking salary and you don't work. It is a chori. Anyway, so if I tell you, then you will feel Mahachora. So really, if you develop sensitivity, then you say, I cannot do this. Anyway, asteya. Then aparigraha means non-accumulation, not keeping things which are not required. But people always think, Swamiji, this cradle is there and your son is 10 years. Swamiji, when my son gets married, then his son we will require. That will let the cradle be there. We are always feeling some usage is there. So anyway, for yogi means keeping minimum things. So of course, people always think they have keep minimum only. Like one lady was traveling with 6 children. And somebody said, you should not bring all children, half only you should bring. Half only I have brought. So here similarly, this person is always, I feel minimum. Anyway, so aparigraha. These 5 are called yama. And I tell you, yoga sadhana starts with yama. People are going directly to asana, but first, life of yama is called, the yamas are called don'ts, means certain things to be dropped. And niyama is shaucha, santosha, tapaha, swadhyaya, ishvara pranidhanam. These are called niyamaha. They are called do's. The yamas are don'ts and these are do's. Shaucha means this purity of the body and purity of the mind, purity of intention. You have something in your mind and you present it, in a different way. You want that person should come to your place for your work, but you say, no, you come. I want to give you a treat. Really, you have some work for him. You don't say that. You call him for your purpose. You can simply say, you do this work and you will have lunch also. Don't mislead the person. Purity of intention. So shaucha means physical cleanliness, the cleanliness of the dress, cleanliness of the surrounding. That is called shaucha. Santosha. Santosha means being contented with the result of our action. Whatever I did, whatever result comes, yallavase nija karmopatam vittam tena vinodaya chittam. You do action and result will be there. you are satisfied. You don't complain about it. If it happens that this time you work very hard, very little result came. Why? So Bhagwan did TDS, So some tax was cut. Some due might be there or something. So that's how we should take it. And this time less result. Is it TDS? Those who know TDS, they know. You know what is TDS? No? Okay. So, because some people may not be in the. I also know because of association with people like you. Otherwise, I don't have tax. I don't pay any tax. Anyway, so Shaucha means there is. Santosha means being satisfied with what I get. There is no mind which is complaining all the time. Complaining mind is not a spiritual mind. The mind which is relatively free from complaints, that person alone can have spiritual pursuit. So Santosha. Tapaha. Tapaha means there are so many definitions of tapaha. Here also we are going to see. One meaning of tapaha, dvandva sahanam tapaha, means acceptance of all pairs of opposite in life. That is also tapaha. Or some religious discipline is tapaha. Some upavasa, maunam. When we have got some varieties of upavasa. We have a pradosha, we have got ekadashi, then we have got Sankata Chaturthi, and different ways they do upavasa. Sometimes you eat in the morning, you don't eat in the evening. Sometimes you eat only in the evening. Sometimes whole day you don't eat. And sometimes we have got the Chandrayana Vrata. Every day one you increase up to 15 morsel you go. Then you reduce 14, 13, 12 like that. Amavasya Upavasa. So like that they are called tapaha. So Shaucha Santosha Tapa Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya means studying the Vedas. That also is one type of niyama. Every grihastha is supposed to study the scripture every day. And Swadhyaya has got another meaning. Yoga Shastra is japa. Japa also is called Swadhyaya. And Ishvara Pranidhanam. This is a very beautiful niyama. Means surrender to Ishvara. Offering all our actions to Ishvara. Surrender to Ishvara means dropping my resistance to all facts of my life. That is Ishvara Pranidhanam. And in the Yoga Sutra, it is said, after talking about various means to get samadhi, at one place when it is said, Ishvara Pranidhanadva, means if you have a strong devotion for the Ishvara, that bhakti itself will give you samadhi. So Ishvara Pranidhanadva. So these are the niyamas. And then come asana, etc. And then comes this pranayama. And then dharana, dhyana, samadhi. Dharana, dhyana, samadhi together is called sanyama. More about this we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Vishishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri